Do you have on it? Oh, it
showing each other models.
It matches your shirt. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
This is like Romper Room. Ready? Where's my little my mirror? And I see Kyra. Did they ever call your name? You probably don't know what Romper Room is, do you?
I guess it was kind of like the Disney playground. What is it called? Disney Clubhouse. Mickey's Clubhouse.
Yeah, it was something like that. In Romper Room, and the little teacher would go, and I see Susie, and she'd have a mirror or something up on her, and she would say, and I see this one, and I see that one, and I see. It was very exciting. So everybody,
sounds exciting. It sounds
because especially when she called your name.
Yeah,
if she called your name, very rarely I think my name was ever called out, but yeah. I know, Kyra, probably that would have been a long shot in those days. Does anybody out there remember Romper Room? Hey, ladies.
Hi, Brooke.
Brooke is watching us all the way from Colorado. Oh, Colorado. Oh, there's someone with a Facebook user who says,
yes. They remember Romper Room. That's
Chaitara. Chaitara sometimes comes in at his Facebook. And Helen O'Shaughnessy is there.
Helen, it's so good to see you.
Liza. Hi, Liza and Kyra. You can call me Liza. It's okay.
Sure.
Oh, there's Mona. Oh, Amy King.
Amy King. Hi, Amy. Mona.
I don't have apple in my teeth, do I?
I don't see any.
This
is what we do backstage at the events. Anything on my face? Is my dress on backwards or forwards?
Oh no! Oh no! Do you remember that? I had my dress.
Oh yeah, I do. That was my first one that I was doing staff.
It's so funny. It was so funny. So here's the story for those of you who don't know the dress on backwards story. So, when I go on stage and it's, introducing people, and it was a Saturday night, and it was at the International Women's Summit in 2019, and we had a rather large crowd, and I was in a hurry. I had a quick change. I had a really quick change. I think that's what it was. I had to run upstairs, eat some food, get everything set, get the stage, run upstairs, change my clothes, brush my hair, put fresh makeup on, and come down. Well, I had a dress that had a scoop in front and back, and I'm on stage, and it's a little weirdly uncomfortable. I'm like kind of wiggling. I'm like, oh, this is sort of uncomfortable. How do I not know this story, Brooke? So later on, after, we've been dancing, we had a dance that night, we had a presentation, we had dinner. I think Laverne Cox was that night. It was just a wonderful evening.
Oh, it was powerful. Beautiful.
And so I'm sitting downstairs with one of the staff members, with Jay. I'm sitting downstairs with Jay and Melissa and Chris Corder. And we're just yakking. We're having a cocktail. And for some reason, everybody else came down, and we're all sitting around. And I leaned over, and my dress kind of just buckled and fell in front. And I could see the tag, and I had the dress on backwards the entire evening.
1,000 people, 1,500 people, dress on backwards. Like, you just don't make this stuff up.
I know, but nobody really knew.
No one knew. No one knew.
But it was uncomfortable. It was like, oh, this is weird. Something's weird here. Something's not right.
Something keeps sticking me. What is this thing that keeps sticking me?
What's going on here, right?
I feel a little itchy right in my boob area. What's going on here?
On backwards. Yeah, it was very exciting.
Oh man, good times.
So, okay, let's get started here. So I want to introduce Kyra, because there's some things about Kyra that many of you don't know. As a side gig, Kyra is one of our CYL, our Celebrate Your Life event team members, otherwise known as the Scream Team. So that's her side gig, and I'm always so blessed when she's a part of our programs, and she's one of our core staff members. However, Kyra's main gig is she is the CEO and co-founder of As You Wish Publishing. She is also an amazing hypnotherapy teacher, certified, and runs a hypnotherapy school and certifies people. She and her husband, Todd, are both certified teachers and certified people to get certifications to be hypnotherapists.
You got it.
And she plays the ukulele.
I do.
And
poorly. But I can eke out a tune.
Acrylic art, loves camping. And Kyra also, which I recently found out about, which I was really mesmerized, and this is why we're going to have the conversation today. Kyra also channels, and we're going to talk about channeling, and we're going to talk about all the myths and the facts about channeling, kind of do like a Mythbuster thing, but she channels an energy by the name of Kuan Yin. And so I would love to welcome today to our Facebook Live the amazing Kyra Schaefer. Kyra.
Oh my God. Thank you, Liz. That was such a lovely introduction. I didn't know I did so many wonderful things. I also like long walks on the beach in the sunset where my skin is glistening perfectly.
Okay, wait a second. Before we get started, Brooke is saying, I am so interested in this alongside my coaching.
Perfect.
Now, which are you, but does she like pina coladas? She likes chocolate martinis.
Oh, girl, I love me a pina colada, girl. Rum.
You do? I've never seen her drink a pina colada. We'll go right for the hard stuff at the events, not the pina colada.
Right, directly. Do not pass go.
Okay, when you say you're so interested in this alongside, are you talking about the hypnotherapy, Brooke, or are you talking about the channeling? That's what I'm curious about. And Gail Rush, Gail is there. Gail Gould.
Gigi
loves her hypnotherapy. So Gail must be signed up for your hypnotherapy certification program.
She is, yes. Yes, she will be certified by the end of this month, I believe. So I'm very excited about that for her. And yeah, we've got a big class coming up, so it's going to be great.
Can people still sign up for that?
No, not any longer. That registration is closed. We are going to be opening our spring.
Let's squeeze in one more person because I think Brooke wants to do it.
I can do that. Let's just, I mean, you know what? She can go out to our website, hypnotherapyschool.net, and fill out the application. We'll contact her immediately. And because I love Brooke, I really do. So
who doesn't love Brooke? She's so good. Talk about a woman who completely changed her life.
She's incredible.
Brooke, go to hypnotherapyschool.net. Remember, it's .net. So it's hypnotherapyschool.net. Take a look at the program. It's a phenomenal program.
And also, too, I'll just reach out to you on Facebook Messenger just to make sure, you know, we connect up and not waste any time, because it would be good for you to get some of the online video training that we have, because we have a pretty robust module system to just know what's going on. And I'd love to teach you. I'd love to certify you in hypnosis.
Yeah, having this added, but that's not what we're supposed to talk about today.
No, I know.
You asked about it, so there you go. Okay, so I love Kuan Yin. Yes, I do too. I love the energy of Kuan Yin, everything about Kuan Yin. So, Kyra, let's talk about channeling first.
Sure.
And what I'd love to ask you is, and if at any moment any of you have questions, go ahead and put it in your chat in the comments, and I'll make sure and ask Kyra the questions. I can see all your questions. So let's talk about channeling first of all.
Okay.
And let's bust some of the myths about channeling. All right. So what things would you like to share about your process when it comes to channeling? Because when you say channeling, I know that some people go, yeah, I love channeling. If you've experienced it, you know, it's absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite teachers, all-time teachers, channeled an energy by the name of Emmanuel, Pat Rodegast. So give us a little bit of insight to channeling and what the process is for you.
Okay, great. So some of the things I like to do is I like to have props. I know this is kind of a fun thing and kind of interesting. It helps me to kind of remind myself I'm allowing in that energy and I'm getting clear on that energy, and also to just get to play. So here's one of my props. So we're going to put her on here because I can already feel her coming in. So you guys are really strong. she's like, oh my God, I'm ready. Let's go. I've been waiting. Like, let's do
How did
this.
this come about for you, though? How did this, like, all of a sudden, one morning, did you wake up and your Kuan Yin was right there and like, whew, yeah.
No, it was not. It was definitely an unfolding process. And so when I first started to open up to first Reiki energy, I learned there was an energy, an ascended master named Kuan Yin when I started doing Reiki. And the first piece of it was that feeling that energy that moves through the body with Reiki. It's opening up. In that regard, you are channeling energy, And so I was like, well, but I feel so much, and I want to express so much. And it just seemed that over time, I just cultivated this relationship with her where she would kind of talk, in the background when things were coming up for me, or I would ask, so connecting with your angels, your guides is a good place to start there. I would do this exercise where I would look up, I would ask myself a question, and I would continue to look up, and whatever came to mind, I would ask, what does that mean? And I would do some automatic writing around it. So there was this kind of cultivation, and it took many years to kind of get there. And then once I started saying words, it was very disjointed. And there are even times now where it's like there's not a stop of flow, there's a stop where Kyra is trying to interpret what Kuan Yin's energy is trying to convey, and words are very limited. And speaking of words, one of those myth busters is, well, if you are divine infinite intelligence, why don't you speak French? Why don't you know how to play every instrument? Why don't you know? And it's because Kyra doesn't know how to do that.
The physical person doesn't know how. Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And so those are some of those things that, people can use to dismiss or whatever. But ultimately, it comes down to, what is that channeler really feeling in that moment? And what are you feeling when you're receiving that energy? So even though the words might be present, the energy there can be even stronger.
Yeah. So this is what's really interesting. And I'm going to piggyback on that. And Melinda, I see your question. And Cindy, I also see your question. So any of you have questions, you can start putting them into the chat right now. I can see them. By the way, we're going live on about 8 different channels. So if you don't see the comments I'm referring to, it's because we're live on the CYL page, the Online Soul Fest page, my personal page, my business page, on YouTube. We're live everywhere. So there probably a reason why if you're not seeing all the comments. Okay, so when I first heard about channeling, this was back in the 80s, and there was a very popular book, and to me, it's my number one love affair book. It's called Emmanuel's Book, and it's channeled by Pat Rodegast, who was a woman, and she transitioned several years ago, right around the time when my mom passed away. They were very good friends. And so Pat channeled an energy by Emmanuel. And I remember in my 20s, my mom giving me the book, and I was like, channeling? What do you mean channeling? She gave me the book, and I couldn't get through it. And then my mom said to me, stop reading it with your head and start reading it with your heart, and just turn the mind off. And the minute I did that, boom, it was like, that is my go-to book. There's Emmanuel's Book 2 and 3. And all the information is just like this channeled, sacred, beautiful, divine information that if we turn our egos off, if we turn our minds off to the fact that the information is being channeled, and what you said, Kyra, is to see if the information resonates for you or not. That's the important thing. Let's not get hung up on the word it's being channeled. It's whether the information resonates for you or it doesn't, and whether it speaks to your heart and your soul. Okay, so Cindy, I am going to get to your question, but I'm going to get to Melinda's first. Melinda is asking, did you know who you were channeling immediately, and how do you share your Kuan Yin insight? Did you know who you were channeling immediately? Let's start with that.
So Kuan Yin is a part of a collective of energy, and I love the Ascended Master Kuan Yin. And so I feel like I have kind of chosen that avatar because that feels good to me. She is an instant connection, or I feel an instant connection, compassion, and mercy and forgiveness at all levels. So much so that there's no need for forgiveness because nothing happened anyway. I mean, it is such a beautiful distinction. And also in the Buddhist philosophy, which she was an abbess before she was exiled, she studied Buddhism, which I think is the closest relationship of stepping into our masterhood as far as a faith-based religion, which isn't really a religion. It's more of a philosophy. It's more of a dialogue between an ascended master and a human that is working on cultivating their energy in this experience. And so to me, she represents an understanding that we are all the master, that we all have that ability within us to tap into our truth, because there's really nothing else except that we live in this physical, dense world. And so I could say, yes, I knew it immediately because that's who I connected up with, compassion and mercy. And as far as, I believe the other question was tapping into the insights, or how do I give the insights?
Your Kuan Yin insight. And that's going to be, do you want to share that? Go for it.
It's just really just words, and I'll just go ahead and do it whenever you're ready for that.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're just going to do it, Melinda, so you can experience it. And Ginger's here, so we have to say, hi,
Gingy. Hi,
Gingy. Okay, so are you ready? Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Channeling?
Okay. Yeah, she's like, I'm like, okay, girlfriend, we're talking about things.
If you have questions, you can ask questions of Kuan Yin. Okay, and Cindy is going to be first because she's got, she jumped in there first. And anybody who has questions, pop in there. And of course, I've got 10,000 questions.
Okay, cool.
So
give me 1 second, and I'll
and
be
you
right
keep
back.
your eyes open when you channel.
I close them first, and then I open them.
Okay, so we're going to take a moment.
I am Kuan Yin.
Greetings, Kuan Yin. It is such
much love to you. Much love to you, Liz Yin. It is so good to be in your presence again. We have missed you greatly through this channeler's experience of being with you in the past, and have delighted in seeing you be on the stage and bring about energetic changes within all of the people that arrive and all of the masters that come to be a part of that loving energy that you have, that you are, that you transmute and change with who you become on stage as you channel naturally. It is so wonderful to see you. We've been so excited. We have been harassing Kyra Yin exponentially, so more so than we have ever wanted to harass a human into connecting and seeing you and being with you and your beautiful friends that are all joining us right now. It's just a delight. She's feels a little concerned that this is overly animated, but we are wanting to put her at ease.
Definitely. Please be at ease. Please be at ease. It is such a blessing to have you here with us today. Thank you so much. I am very, very grateful that you chose to come and be with us today.
It is our honor.
Kuan Yin, we have some questions for you today, that there are people joining us through the internet, and I believe you understand that concept.
Yes.
That would like to ask you some questions. Would that be okay?
Delighted.
Okay. Excellent. So we have someone named Cyndia Lee. If she can, and the question is, can you give Cyndia Lee information about where she is going with her life?
These are big questions. Everyone has this question to some degree at certain points and processes along the way. And where you are going, it all depends on where you are currently feeling into your present moment experience. If you are feeling into your present moment experience that things are not working out, that things are not going as planned, or things that should be working out haven't been working out, then you will continue to gain the same energy and momentum in that direction. However, if you see, oh, there are things that are happening in this moment that do not feel in alignment with my highest and good, and it feels hard and bad, but you decide, because there's still suffering in this world, there's suffering. The main thing that we must convey is that this world is not meant and not designed for you to discard suffering and say it's such a bad thing. It's to embrace it and say, I see that thing there, but instead I'm going to involve all of the capacities of love and kindness and compassion that I have within me to say, what would I like differently? How would I like to feel differently? What would I like to experience differently? So the question becomes not so much, we think your life is going in a bad direction and you should do something differently. We are saying, what do you love right now? What do you love in this moment right now? What feels good and peaceful and blessed and precious in this moment right now? Kuan Yin reminds us of petting her dogs. That in that moment, she cultivates a great, powerful, blissful energy of connection, of love, of peace, of kindness. And so she doesn't have to go out in the world and do things to try to get things to happen for her in different ways. She just needs to spend time with her animal friends. She just spends time in nature. In Cinda Yin, my dear, when you go into nature, feel the harmonizing effect of that energy. You have that connection. You bring that energy down into the center of the earth. You move that energy up into the upper echelons with us and play with us and stay in that balance and work between these two energies and these two worlds of experience. And you will cultivate such a relationship that it won't matter what your future tense of life will be, because you will be so joyful in this moment, and this moment, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment.
In this moment. I love that. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. So as you can see, those of you who are watching and joining us, when we say readings, it's a little bit different in the form of universal truths rather than, oh, go and take a job doing this. And that's how I've also experienced channeling with other teachers that I've channeled with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going on the questions here, if you're okay with that.
Yes.
Ginger has a question. She wants to know, it's interesting how the questions are similar, right? She wants to know, is Ginger, her last name is Parak, is Ginger on the right path, the right life path at this point in her life?
So, Ginger Yin, we do adore you and love your question. And when we suggest to you to continue to move forward in the direction of what you're currently doing in a way that amplifies that effect even more so, we believe that you'll understand what we mean by that. And if you don't exactly know what we mean by that, we'll expand a little bit more. You have an amazing connecting ability to the universal life force energy, so much so that you are capable of connecting with other energies in this life, in the physical life, to be able to help them see themselves in a new, creative, loving ways that helps them to realign to their truest energies. And sometimes this is when you say something to them simply, oh, well, this happened or that happened. And they've never told anyone about any of those things happening. And you seem to be very mystical and magical in this way. And there are times when you know this very truly of yourself, so truly, in fact, that you could not be wavered in your movement in the direction of continuing the process of letting people know more about their life experience and more about what they are meant to do in this life. There are other times, of course, that with all humans where there is doubt. And so we'll invite you to no longer doubt yourself. And we know that that can be troublesome. So instead, we'll say, maybe. If your doubt arises in you somewhere that says, this is made up, you can't do this, this isn't the right thing for you, you aren't doing this right, everything is going wrong, I'll invite you to say maybe, 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 instead of I'm going to hook into that feeling, that emotion, that thought, that process, that understanding, and I'm going to make it so that I will harm myself with it, because that takes you out of the flow that you are already naturally in. So we invite you to say, I own this ability now. And if that doubt comes up and arises, you say, well, maybe that's true, but I'm really enjoying the feeling of seeing how true this other thing is for me more so.
So I would take that as a yes, Ginger. You're on the right life path. I would take that as a yes.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Okay. So next question. And Jacqueline, I'm not sure. So Ginger says, blessings for the reading. I see you and honor your words. Aha, I love it. Okay. So Jacqueline has a question, and I'm not quite sure about this question, but the question is, who is the collective legion? I've never heard of the collective legion.
It's very common. It's a very common statement. There are legions of us, is what she's coming about as. And I think that she is trying to, and she's accurate in that statement. There are legions of us. There are legions of this energy that is promoting in the background for you every day, every moment of every day, as if Kuan Yin is reminding us of a poem she read that said, with every blade of grass, there is an angel standing over top of it saying, grow, grow. Mm-hmm. And so it's similar with our legions, is that you are not just blades of grass. You are the physical embodiment of light energy that is allowed yourself to expand the universe. Your job here on this earth is to expand the universe. Wow. You see this, you say, okay, science says the universe is growing. The universe is growing. Why is it growing? It is because you on earth are creating opportunities. You're creating wishes and dreams and ideas and beliefs. And we're standing behind you saying, yes, yes, grow, grow. Mm-hmm. And as far as the name of the collective, Kuan Yin asked that of us earlier today, actually, interestingly enough. So, well, if you're not Kuan Yin and you're a part of this collaboration, it's interesting that she creates collaborative books. It is an example of what we do on the other side. We collaborate together to inspire and love and nurture your creations of expansion. And she said, well, what are you? And I said to her simply, and we said to her simply, call us hibbity jibbities. It doesn't matter what we're called. We're called hibbity jibbities. We are called whatever. And she then complained for a moment and said, I'm just not creative. I don't know how to name things well. And we said, it's okay. There's someone that will always name things well later.
Well, legions, that's beautiful. I got full body goosebumps once I understood the question. Jacqueline, great question, because what I saw were these was like a spiritual team around all of us, a spiritual team of support around all of us who are light workers, who are doing this work in the world, who are opening hearts, who are opening minds with who you are, with what you're learning, with what you're experiencing, just in you showing up here today. So that's beautiful. Okay. So we've got a few more. We've got Gail Rush Gould. She has a very interesting question, and I'm going to see if you got the same answer that I did right away on this. is there a soulmate or partner, and I'm thinking a love partner, coming into Gail's life?
This is a perfect question for Liz Yin.
For Liz Yin, thank you.
We can suggest how to match your energy up to a partner that feels the most delightful and eager to be with you, and loving and sweet and kind to be with you. The channeler that is Liz Dawn has a much better connection to the understanding that may be better suited answer to your question.
So Gail, the minute you wrote that question, you know what? Here's my question. I think it was Amy King is asking very similar questions. What actions can I take? What do I need to change to meet a great guy and get married? And Amy, I'm thinking that's you. It says Facebook user. So to both Gail and Amy, there is, and I would say yes. I would absolutely say yes, because my belief is that if you want a life partner, if you are seeking love in your life, that comes with some energy and creativity and passion from, I believe, up above. And anything that comes to us, I believe is divinely inspired. Anything in terms of our desires, our creativity is divinely inspired. And bringing in a life partner is such a beautifully, creatively inspired desire in your heart, soul. And absolutely, yes, 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 because I personally believe that there is a perfect match and someone who's a fit for both of you out there in the world. Because again, if we're believing that, how many possibilities are there in the universe? There's an infinite amount of possibilities. And there's an infinite amount of possibilities for you to find someone who's a perfect match for you. And I don't want to kind of jumpstart into this conversation, but Cynthia, I'm sorry, not Cynthia, Amy and Gail, we can have a longer conversation about this if you'd like. And maybe I'll jump in next week and talk about that. But there's absolutely, I got married late in life. I was 40, I was 59. Oh no, I was 50 when I got married. I keep messing up the age. When I first got married for the very, very first time. So I absolutely believe there's a way for you to start putting it out there to magnetize your energy in order to bring in someone who's a perfect match for you. So yes, 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 yes. Okay. So next question we have here is, who do I write for? Kirsten Throckmorton Lutinger. Who do I write for? I'm not quite sure. Can you clarify that question a little bit clearer for us, please, Kirsten?
We believe that the thing that may be being asked there is she's wanting to know maybe who she is channeling when it comes to when she's writing, perhaps. And the answer to that question, if that is the question she's asking, and we believe so, it is her own master. It is that part, her own ascended master, her own. There is a reflection of you. There's a reflection of you on the other side of the energetic veil. There's a reflection of you. And that's what people call their higher self. And this reflection of you is no longer expanding the universe, because it no longer is making wishes and dreams and imaginings, because and feeling the opposite of the things that it is wanting. So it is just relaying back to you your truth. And so if you're writing and you feel that connection, you feel that truth, you feel that flow of energy moving, and you feel as though the words are coming and you don't know where they're coming from, that is your ascended self speaking directly to the heart and soul of the question that you've asked. And so therefore, it is not impossible for all people to be able to channel themselves, either their higher self, that reflective self, or to channel other divine energies as well.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. You got that, Kirsten? All right, Karen has a really great question. They're all great questions. I love these questions. Karen Caden McNaughton is asking, when you open yourself to be an available communication channel, how does one allow a light being access and to make sure that the darker energies are not allowed in? How do you keep the darker energies out?
Oh, this was such a
Great question.
joyful experience that Kuan Yin played with in the very beginning, because she loves to this day, loves playing with lower vibrational energies. She loves playing with them, not in a negative way, in a very positive, loving way, because she transitions them to the other side. And she has this full on process that she does with anytime she starts to feel uncomfortable or sad or worried. She knows that it's not her, and she feels that pull on her energy, and she feels that that's not her. And so she just says, okay, we just go. You just go. Because here's the deal. You are the physical embodiment of a master. Why on earth would you ever be subjected to any lower, slower vibratory energies? You wouldn't be unless you asked to learn how to transition them. Unless you learn that you wanted to create an opportunity for them to move on. And so sometimes lower, slower energies come into your experience in order to teach you that you have this ability. First thing you do is you say, I am the physical embodiment of a master. You do not belong here.
Whew.
Then you say, what energy would like to come in? What higher vibratory energy would like to come in and play with me today? You can ask specifically this. The process by which Kuan Yin first started, we giggle because she had a lot of rules. There were so many rules. I can't even begin to express to you how many rules we had to abide by to make sure that we were not stepping on any of her physical embodiment toes. We finally got it to a shorthand. We got it to a shorthand. She said, house rules, physical body, house rules. If there is a need for any bodily functions necessary, water, sleep, food, tea, potty break, whatever it might be, the house rules. If there was starting to feel an imbalance in her, because there is something to channeling in this level of energy, where adrenals, kidneys, liver, heart, these organs can become overwhelmed. And so when she says house rules, we can't channel with her all day long, every day. It's just not something that she enjoys long term. And so when you first start out, you might feel that first heaviness of a burden on these physical systems. And so if that happens, just know that's very normal. And so you just say house rules, house rules. We understand that in energy now. She has taught us this very well because she's concerned about this, which is understandable. And so the process by which we come in is that she pulls in the energy. She feels us in the presence. She pulls in the energy. She brings it in, not through the top of the head. That is her connection to her master self. Then we come in through the side and then come down into the body. She says, I am Kuan Yin, because actually she has gotten to the point where she no longer says that. I say that, is that it helps her to get grounded in knowing we are fully here, fully here and fully present with her and all those people that we will be speaking with. And so these are some parameters that help her feel better. The crown is something that we like to play with her, because it's enjoyable for us to see ourselves with our lovely crown, but it also helps remind her to move out of the way if there are some other interactions that may be happening. So you will find your own process. And for this particular person that is questioning, we will invite you to start with automatic writing, if that is something that you want to do. And so it's more of a doing it through the hand, instead of saying I have to get all the way out and the energy has to come all the way in. That doesn't happen. Kyra is here. Kuan Yin is here. We're both here simultaneously because Kyra has to translate the energy that we're expressing.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Karen, I hope that answered your question. Kuan Yin, thank you so much for being here today. So greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to ask Kyra Yin to come back into the space when you are ready. Thank you. And Brooke, I see your comment. House rules. I love that. I have a tendency to get stuck in my busyness sometimes, that I forget to take care of my body or my values. Beautiful. Those are my personal house rules. Love that. And when I see that that's you, Hope. Okay. It's so interesting. I can see the changes. I mean,
hold on. My favorite part is seeing myself and you. Oh, God, you are gorgeous. Liz Dawn, you are gorgeous. I am gorgeous. God, I tell you what, living in partnership with an ascended, I can actually see better without my glasses. Living in partnership with an ascended master, you never look better. You never look better. I'm telling you, I'm not going to meet a stranger today. And I'm going to go in there, I'm going to hug my husband, and he's going to be like, yeah, give me that energy, baby. Sorry. I just.
Oh, that was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. But I want everyone to know before I forget to share this with you, if this is something that you would like to continue with Kyra, if this is something that resonates for you, and I wanted to do this today so all of you could experience what it looks like for Kyra to channel the energy of Kuan Yin. Kyra is doing a 4-hour seminar on Sunday. When is it? February 1st?
February 13th.
February 13th. Oh, that's the perfect day to do it.
I know. It's love weekend.
It's $44. I love that. It's $44. I just put the URL in the comments. If you go to hypnotherapyschool.net, so if you go to hypnotherapyschool.net/retreat, you'll get all the information. But this is really, I mean, it's wonderful because this gave everybody a taste of what you do, of what they might experience during this program. And it's a 4-hour program, only $44. It's going to be online. Do you want to just share a little bit about what you're going to be doing during, and there it is right up on the screen. Thank you, Tanya. Do you want to share a little bit about what you'll be doing during that session?
Sure. So in that time, we're going to do kind of a blessing to start out. We're going to do some freestyling channeling. And Kuan Yin is going to do kind of an opening blessing, and then we're going to go into the Q&A and connecting and making sure you guys are getting your questions answered, and that kind of thing. And just remember, questions don't get answered. Yeah, you should walk down the street and hang up the sign, and then all your dreams will come true. It's not that. It's more of a realigning and recalibrating of energy. You will gain clarity. We're going to do fun exercises. I'm going to send you guys a journal. Like we're just gonna play. We're gonna play in the energy of Kuan Yin, the ultimate compassion energy, to help realign you and refocus you to those things that you're really wanting in this experience, and have fun with it, because that's what it's all
very
about.
divine, sacred way. That sounds beautiful. And it's Sunday, February 13th. So
You got it.
the URL is right there. It's hypnotherapyschool.net. It's only $44. It's like
Nothing.
$44. 4 hours with Kyra Yin and Kuan Yin.
In Kuan Yin.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's such an honor when you all tune in. I just am so grateful every time I see your name up there. I see all the people tuning in from all the different channels. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ginger's saying that she has a huge Kuan Yin mandala. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Laura Lynn, thank you so much for being here. Brooke, thank you so much. Hope and Cynthia and everybody else who was here today. So thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Kyra, thank you. Stay right there, Kyra. All right, everybody. Mwah! Join Kyra on February 13th. Maybe I'll be there too, because I love this. I love this energy.
I know, I do too.
I mean, it dropped me right into my heart space. Just dropped, just like shut off. I was so anxious today. And now I feel like that's gone, because I feel like I found who I am again.
Yeah, I know, right? That's all it's about.
Right?
Yeah, it's just remembering who you are. And we'll just spend a few hours just remembering who we are, and let's see how long that goes.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay, everybody, go sign up for that. Kyra, you do such a beautiful job and always in workshops. So thank you. Thank you, Meg and Melinda and Helen and Mona, Laura Lynn, Ginger, Brooke, everybody. Thank you.
Yay.
Bye.